now I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Lexa Greenstein. She's a family nurse practitioner who's been actively involved in the development, coordination, and implementation of the UCSF Brain Cancer Survivorship Program. She's offering supportive care interventions for patients, caregivers, and their families. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you so much, Margareta, for the kind introduction. As already mentioned, I'm Alexa Greenstein, and I'm the Survivorship Nurse Practitioner for the Sheri, Sobrato, Brisson Brain Cancer Survivorship Program. I know we have folks joining from around the world, so I'm especially glad to be connecting with you all today and shed a little light on our survivorship program and how we've been supporting patients to not only survive, but thrive and live well despite their disease. Before I begin, I wanted to take a brief moment again and acknowledge our generous donors, Sheri, Sobrato, and partners who've shared our vision and believe in our ability to take on this exciting opportunity. It was through this generous philanthropic support that we're able to make this program possible. To kick off this presentation, I want to provide a little background on how we got to this point today in our programming. And here at UCSF, we are very proud to be recognized for our leading cutting-edge research, treatment, and care, which was highlighted earlier by my esteemed colleagues. And as a result of these efforts, the number of people living with brain cancer is increasing as people live longer with disease and some of its life-altering effects. We realized there was very little resources and support dedicated to addressing the long-term survivorship needs of patients. This is a real missed opportunity for us, as this phase of care often brings up a wide range of feelings, concerns, and issues. As a way to better address this and to improve the quality of life of brain cancer survivors, the Sheri, Sobrato, Brisson Brain Cancer Survivorship Program was established in summer 2018. Since then, the program has evolved, expanded, and has transformed what it means to be a brain cancer survivor at UCSF. We have a phenomenal and dedicated survivorship team and collaborators who bring diverse and interdisciplinary approach to supporting patients and families. But I wanted to highlight our leader and director, Dr. Susan Chang, and program manager, Naomi Hopper, who have been integral in the creation, launch, and success of this program. The mission of the Sheri, Sobrato, Brisson Brain Cancer Survivorship Program is to enhance the wellness and quality of life of patients with brain tumors through a collaborative, multi-dimensional approach focusing on emotional, physical, and cognitive health. For us, that meant being guided by two key questions. What does it mean to live a great life with brain cancer, and how can we best support our patients in doing so? In order to do this, some of our early work involved interviewing patients and conducting focus groups to get a closer and deeper understanding of some of the challenges our community faces when trying to return to life as it was before cancer. These are a few salient themes and direct quotes we heard from patients. I don't feel like me. I feel isolated. I look fine on the outside, but I'm screaming on the inside. I'm searching for purpose. I want to be the healthiest version of myself. I'll probably never see retirement. These powerful responses illustrate the unique challenges brain cancer patients often encounter when navigating this disease. And what really stood out to us was this dichotomy. On one hand, patients expressed feelings of isolation and uncertainty, and on the other hand, there was awareness that their life had likely been shortened and wanting to find ways to live as normal as possible, not always being defined or labeled as a patient. And this really inspired so much of our survivorship efforts today. And over the last 2.5 years, we have been able to build a multifaceted program with some wonderful offerings available to patients, which I'm excited to share some more about shortly. We're really proud that despite the many challenges of the global pandemic, the survivorship program and resources have pivoted to virtual platforms and been a steady source of support for patients during these really trying times. Now I'm going to go through each survivorship component individually very briefly. And first, I want to mention the Neurocognitive Consultation Clinic. What came across very loud and clear in our focus groups and interviews was how distressing and debilitating cognitive and behavioral challenges are and how this impacted day-to-day functioning. The Neurocognitive Consultation Clinic represents an innovative approach to personalized, holistic, and patient-centered cognitive care. Earlier today, Dr. Christina Wire-Jamora touched on some of the cognitive rehabilitation efforts happening here at UCSF, and the Neurocognitive Consultation Clinic helps patients and their families develop a greater understanding of their cognitive difficulties through comprehensive neuropsychological and emotional testing and screenings. But support doesn't end with diagnostic workup. It also encompasses teaching a wide range of evidence-informed compensatory strategies and other preventative supportive approaches. Another component of the survivorship program that we're thrilled to offer is an exercise program that we could call Workout for Wellness, or WOW. Given the overwhelming research that links physical activity with less fatigue, improved cognition and mood, we felt it was vital to have a survivorship, have a exercise component, a part of our survivorship programs. The WOW program offers no cost one-on-one consultation with our exercise oncology expert, Reagan Frederick, who creates a safe fitness program for patients and their care partners that is tailored to the individual's needs and goals. And just prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, we fostered a partnership with the health club on campus to offer complimentary and reduced gym memberships for those who are interested in accessing the UCSF recreational facilities, and looking forward to starting this once again once the gyms are back open to the public. We're also excited to be partnering with medical oncologist Natalie Marshall at UCSF to pilot a strength training app specifically designed for brain cancer survivors called Headstrong. The Headstrong strength training app was created to help brain cancer patients improve muscle mass, mobility, balance, and coordination through specific research-informed exercises. The app has several versions, Headstrong, Headstrong Plus, and Headstrong for Caregivers. And we're really excited about this app and hope to be launching a pilot program later this year, and we'll keep you posted on our findings and outcomes. We're really pleased to bring a few different survivorship events and classes to our community. An important resource we provide is our Living Well webinar series, which is broadcasted on the third Wednesday of every month from 5:30 to 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. Patients all over the world can join. We offer a variety of webinar topics aimed to helping patients live the best life possible, so providing information and tools that they need to help live their lives. Webinars feature one or more expert panelists along with one or more survivor voices to offer insight from a personal perspective. These webinars are recorded and made available afterwards on our online video library. We also have added an after the show component as a way for participants to remain on the webinar to meet one another and further discuss aspects of the material in a more personal and unrecorded segment. For your reference, here is a snapshot of some of our prior webinar topics. We also host an integrative series led by our integrative oncologist, Dr. Donald Abrams. This three-part series features group education and individual consultation. Classes cover the role of nutrition, use of natural supplements, including cannabis, and complementary and alternative therapies such as mind-body interventions. This program is offered to UCSF patients twice a year at no cost. It's very important to us that patients have access to easy-to-read information focused on general tips and guidance for many common long-term and late effects of brain cancer and other important survivorship topics. In order to do this, we've been developing one-page Living Well handouts, which will eventually be compiled into a manual. We're in the process of translating these handouts into Spanish, and we'll soon be posting an electronic version on our website, which will be accessible to all. Lastly, peer support and community building. One of the main recurring themes we uncovered during our conversations with survivors was this desire to give back in some way due to the gratitude they felt for their excellent care, coupled with trying to find purpose and meaning. Together, this made a compelling case to launch a peer support program. The program matches trained survivor volunteers to those who are struggling to find their way to their new normal or who are feeling isolated and alone in their journey. Non-UCSF patients are welcome to request peer support through our program and will be matched with a UCSF trained peer volunteer. For those patients who've become a trained peer support volunteer, they have an opportunity to attend a weekly Thriver group we created where they can continue to learn, practice, and develop social and listening skills, and then practice these skills with one another in dyads and triads. We also offer a monthly brain tumor support group, which brings the brain cancer community together. And lastly, to keep UCSF survivors updated on upcoming survivorship services and to alert about community and nationally based programming and resources that may be of pertinence to survivors, we've launched a monthly email newsletter. We are so thrilled with how the survivorship program is shaping. We're continuously learning from patients and humbled by their insights and resilience. For our future direction, we want to continue creating opportunities for patient voices to be heard. So we're planning on creating an advisory board for additional input for our programs and services. Moving forward, we want to build more survivorship offerings into the standard of care within our neuro-oncology service. We also want to be more intentional and expand our reach to the AYA community, recognizing some of the unique circumstances that this population faces. And lastly, continuing to make our resources available to others and expand program offerings and visibility through scholarly work, conferences, partnerships with other institutions and organizations. In summary, the Sheri Sobrato Brisson Brain Cancer Survivorship Program helps survivors build strength and resilience to live their lives every day to the fullest. While some aspects of our survivorship program are specific to patients receiving care at UCSF, it is our greatest hope that some of our other resources, such as Living Well webinars, handouts, and peer support, are helpful to others and have a positive impact. I've included the Survivorship website URL for your reference here, where you'll be able to find more information about the different services and resources that I just briefly talked about just now. And thank you so much again for the time and interest in the Sheri Sobrato Brisson Brain Cancer Survivorship Program. I look forward to responding to any questions you may have in the Q&A box